issue of responsibility, and the responsibility lies within true prayer. First, that we were given this power, this possibility of prayer, and we actually don't know how to pray and for what to pray. I'm not speaking even about the content, but what actually will be called, I would say, a true prayer and not wishful thinking.
Mm-hmm.
There is a huge difference between wishful thinking. Let's say that Israel will be safe and everybody will come back, meaning usually we pray, so give me back what has been before,
Mm-hmm.
where I felt secure and okay with not okay, but I could, what happened now, I cannot settle in my mind. I cannot live with. So what I'm asking is, please bring us back into something that is comprehensible for me and I can feel inside it safe. And I'm saying it as though it's for others, but basically it's for me.
Right. I get that completely. Yeah.
So this is basically for the consciousness that we're striving to sort of build. This is actually a prayer of the shepherds or herdsmen of Lot.
Yes.
Of Lot. Because what this kind of prayer say, that I wish a status quo of reality as I can perceive it.
Mm-hmm.
So at least I know that this is what is not prayer. Let's start with what is not prayer. Okay, so a prayer, definitely in Hebrew, this is why it is so important to see that it links very strongly and very deeply into one, faith and ability to stand trial.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot pray true prayer if we are not willing to stand trial, meaning that someone will tell us, or it will become clearer for us, what is our part in what is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And that means to stand trial. That I'm willing to stand trial because I accept that there is something in the way I think, in the way I feel, in the way I treat, that is actually part of the power that created. I know that I'm not that evil, but I created an ecology in which it is possible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not a direct responsibility, it's a responsibility of making such such a deep rift, an abyss between human and the design, or human and the creator. So everything which is outside the plan or outside human nature can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so first, and it means not only saying I'm willing to stand trial, but actually, I would say, cultivating the true ability to feel it, and the true ability to be even to be sorry about it. But sorry, it's a different department. What we're sorry for. If we're really able to be sorry for not only what one person is going through, but that people are going through deep emotional, physical torture because of their separation from divinity, or because we caused the ability for them to be so separated. Who is responsible? The one who sort of got the call. Okay, and we usually okay, we can pick up the call from this letter from curiosity or from even certain devotion, but we're so far away from actually understanding who is calling and the magnitude of the call. We fall short. We think still in terms of, well, it is my life journey. It is my faith, my destiny. So it's so, it's thinking so locally. Okay, it doesn't see that the responsibility cannot be taken if we don't see the magnitude of. So magnitude can, on one hand, create sort of freezing fear of not being able or not being, suitable for this, and on the other, sort of, an ego trip, which is none of them is actually useful. So we need to find the useful part in ourselves, that understand that it's not, on one hand, it's something that happened upon us, which is not accidental, yet we can be replaced. Okay, so what I'm saying, it's like someone has said, I choose you, but you have a replacement.
Mm-hmm.
And the replacement means that you were not able to sort of respond to the call. So the weight of it, meaning that weight which you meant to carry, will be carried by someone else on top of his weight. Okay. I think when we come to a prayer, it's first realizing that, something so in that lineage from Ever, from Shem to Ever to Avram and Sarai, a possibility that will move from the local to the universal. Okay, sort of, and this is part of our prayer, is to be able to see, and that we will be guided what to ask. So let's say, not the safer, but the right approach is actually the approach of the prayer of the poor.
Mm-hmm.
Because the prayer of the poor is we are so far away. Sort of, I perceive the state of having nothing, not even the slightest idea of what is needed. So if there is a choice within it, I choose to at least get the instruction from you. So help me, because you put me in that position. And you put me in a position of help. So help me to be useful, to be helpful. This is the first prayer. That I'm willing to take the responsibility and sort of, so it becomes go forth. It means it becomes a search. So prayer is a dynamic thing. It cannot be something that we read from a book. It cannot be, we can use one word, we can use sentiment, but actually we need to rewrite it for this generation, for the thickness of our ego, for the rift or the separation of this generation from the plant, from the creator, from this being able to feel it, being able to feel others for sure, being able to feel others as parts of divinity, as part of the vessel that the light can reside in. So this is where a prayer becomes a search for how to be, how to ask So it will be useful not on for the fact that I was chosen to stand in trial and to stand on the column of prayer, which is called the ark. Actually, this is how it relates to the ark. So, this is the first thing that is being, okay, what wrong, one can ask, Avram, before Avraham, did that actually the first thing that he's getting is an instruction to go and reform himself. Go and build that, I would say, that trait, quality that is missing, so humanity will have hope. And it will have hope only if it will go as you will go through trials and falling into where all the light fell and was captured from beginning. So the first one to be able to realize where the light is captured is Avraham and Sarai, mostly Sarai. Okay, and through her Avraham. So this is the ability to actually say, yeah, I need to reform myself in order to be able to ask. Before that, we don't hear Avraham asking for Sodom or asking for anything. Yeah? So he's saying, how can it be that we will be able to inherit such goodness and such light with the vessel that we are? So the answer is you and everyone who wish to pull it into reality will have to go through being able to stand trial, meaning to go through knowing themselves. So the power of Lot is not an external power. Okay, it's actually part of it. It begins like it's a very close family blood link to Abraham, but later, because he's separated, he needs to go and save him. He needs to go to war in order to save the possibility of the hunger for light. Okay, because there cannot be a reforming of humanity without this left side, which represent the hunger and desire for light. Okay, so the prayer need to sort of say, yes, I'm hungry for light, but for what? But for what use? In term, what are the terms of engagement with the light? Not only that I want it. I want it as I perceive good to be. I'm willing to stand trial for not searching what are the terms of good, not of my good, of good of humanity, of good that was designed for us. And that means raising and rising above my reason. And this is faith. This is how it all ties. So in order to not to be able to capture it, but to see that truly it's prayer is a desperate search for language, for connection, for being able to know and not supposing and not presuming that we know what to ask. We don't know what to ask, and that's the first premise of prayer. I don't know what to ask, and I don't know how to ask. Okay? This brings us a bit closer to the sentiment of David in prayer, in Psalm. Okay, it's a search. Why we need so many prayers? Because each prayer is a search of finding the right standpoint from which to connect, which to understand how to connect. So it's not that we will quote it. It's nice to know, but it's a model of search. That's what I'm saying. Psalm is a model of search, of searching the right language, the language that actually can mold, form the true nature of what was designed, the true face that was designed for me to become. So I need to search for it. So this is her first and second premise, I would say, about prayer.
Is this also why our study is prayer?
Yes. This is why every time something is being exposed to us through the study, meaning a perception, a want, and an understanding of how actually where we stand, it actually, what pops up is a prayer.